off it! Hochul, get off it! Put children over profit! 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 Fight, 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 fight! Housing is a human right! Fight, fight, fight! Housing is a human right! Fight, fight, fight! Housing is a human right! Fight, fight, fight!
My name is Bravin Runga. I'm the political director for the Many. My job is to channel the power of our organizing to win legislative changes that benefit the lives of the people in our communities and to elect champions to office that share our values. We're here to put pressure on our state lawmakers and Governor Hochul to take action on housing justice. New York is in a really deep housing crisis. People can't afford their homes. They're being forced out of their homes. Evictions are rising. Rents are skyrocketing. There's legislation on the table the legislature can adopt to mitigate that crisis. The Housing Access Voucher Program would create a statewide rental subsidy to help those that are at risk of homelessness or homeless now and get them off the streets and into homes. And the Rent Emergency Stabilization for Tenants Act, the REST Act, would reform and expand our rent stabilization laws to make it easier for upstate municipalities to opt in and cover more tenants. What makes communities strong and safe are when people can afford to stay in their homes. Rent stabilization is one of the most important tools that governments have to keep people in their homes by taking the power to unilaterally raise rents out of the hands of landlords and putting that into a public body where tenants have a chance to get their voices heard, and by protecting those tenants from arbitrary evictions. Rent stabilization laws currently are outdated, and it makes it very difficult for upstate municipalities to adopt rent stabilization. The REST Act would make it easier for municipalities to opt in and update our laws so they can cover more tenants. So tenants in Poughkeepsie and in Newburgh and in Albany and across upstate New York have organized for rent stabilization. But currently, the process to opt in is extremely complicated and costly for municipalities, and it costs tens of thousands of dollars, and it leaves those laws vulnerable to lawsuits by landlords. And so what landlords are doing, because they can't beat us through a democratic process, are weaponizing the courts to strike down rent stabilization, as they've done in Poughkeepsie and Newburgh. The REST Act would allow municipalities to more easily opt into rent stabilization and prevent landlord lawfare that undermines these efforts. My parents are immigrants from Sri Lanka who fled a civil war and ethnic cleansing, and from a young age I knew that the world was full of injustice, but I'm given hope and strength when I organize with other people, because when people come together, we can fight back against injustice and win a better world.
Yeah, so I live and grew up in the city of Poughkeepsie, in Ward 8. It's a really important community to me. It's why I'm running for office, right? It's why I'm up here in Albany talking about the REST Act and the Housing Access Voucher Program today. And, you know, I think the reason why I got involved was because growing up, my family, we owned our home. And then during the Great Recession, we lost everything. We lost our home. We were homeless for a little while. And then for years, we were tenants. And as tenants, you know, we were at the mercy of our landlords, right? Sometimes we had, you know, what you would call good landlords, but a lot of times we had bad landlords, right? Landlords that were overcharging us, that weren't doing repairs, you know, that were treating us really badly, that were threatening us with evictions. And when we had those kinds of landlords and we didn't have protections, it was really a horrible way to live. And unfortunately, you know, in New York State, half the state is renters. Unfortunately, the vast majority of renters are living like that, right? They're constantly under threat of rent hikes that they can't handle, or evictions that are going to put them out on the street. And so we need to be passing things like the Housing Access Voucher Program and the REST Act to make sure that people are actually able to be stable in their homes, stay in their homes, right? Keep their jobs, raise their kids in the neighborhood, get to know their neighbors. Like, that's what we need to have real, thriving, safe communities. And you know, that's what I want to see for the city of Poughkeepsie, for all of my neighbors. Even though I'm no longer a renter, I'm still up here fighting for things that are going to be good for renters. Because the city of Poughkeepsie is actually a majority renter city. And so, of course we need to be protecting homeowners as well, but we need to be doing more for renters all over the city of Poughkeepsie and all over New York State.
¡Se siente! ¡El pueblo está presente! All the rent! All the rent! All the rent is too damn high! All the rent! All the rent! All the rent is too damn high! All the rent! All the rent! All the rent! All the rent is too damn high! Because of homo! All the rent is too damn high! Because of homo! Because of homo! All the rent is too damn high!
Hi, my name is Rosemary. I live in the town of Poughkeepsie. When I first found For the Many, my family had just been evicted from my childhood home, and I was working to finish my college degree while living on my best friend's couch. After years of facing unfair evictions and rent increases we didn't know how to pay, me and my disabled parents were finally homeless. Something that we worked so hard to avoid but felt inevitable. It was really scary. At this point in time, I was deeply frustrated by the status quo in politics. Politicians did nothing to help families like mine. Our political system prioritized profits and corporations over everyday people, and it felt like making real, lasting change was an impossible task. For me, it seems like I found For the Many at the perfect time. When I was so discouraged about the state of the world, here was an organization that really wanted to fight against the status quo and build a movement that worked for people. I was inspired by a long list of For the Many's early victories, winning municipal IDs, securing millions of dollars in pandemic relief for undocumented New Yorkers, and flipping conservative ruled legislative seats to secure a supermajority in the state legislature. It was the first time I found a real movement that I wanted to be part of. One that worked to advocate for me and my neighbors, no matter what we looked like, how much money we had, or where we came from. And I'm proud to say that I've been a member of this organization ever since. And For the Many has literally only built on these successes over the years. We've won laws to protect our communities, kicked corporate politicians out of office, and continued the fight for a New York that works for all of us. You've already heard that we've passed good cause in the town of Poughkeepsie where I live. Tenant protections that keep our neighborhoods together and help us stay in our homes. That's one of 15 municipalities that has opted into good cause, and For the Many's people-powered movement led to the passing of 7 of them. Do you know what an amazing feeling it is to know that for the first time in my life, I have protections against the same type of evictions that made me and my family homeless? It is an incredibly empowering feeling, and it is so amazing to be a part of victories like this. Now, we have the opportunity to keep that momentum going. To say that it is a hard time in this country would be a major understatement, and I would not blame you if you are feeling the exact same way that I was years ago. Afraid, discouraged, wondering how we can do something to change anything. The simple answer is to get involved, somehow, some way, because you can be a part of making a difference. I feel so lucky to be part of this movement making real change for everyday people like you and me, and I really hope that you'll make the choice to be involved too. Thank you.